In the dusty village of Northern Cape, nestled between golden hills and whispering woods, lived a girl named Alma. She had once known laughter, the warmth of her mother's embrace, and the scent of fresh maize roasting by the fire. But after her mother's death, those memories became like distant dreams, floating just out of reach. Her father, Bernard, remarried a stern widow who had 2 daughters of her own. Soon after, Bernard fell ill and never recovered. From that day, Alma's world turned cold. Her new family treated her not as a daughter, but as a burden. She was the one who rose before dawn to fetch water, the one who ate last, often only scraps, and the one who slept on the floor while the others enjoyed soft mats and warm blankets. Alma's step-parents were cruel not with fists, but with silence and sharp words. They humiliated her in front of others, refused to let her attend village gatherings, and forced her to work like a slave. Still, Alma did not rebel. Her strength was quiet, her comfort found in song and prayer whispered under moonlight. One day, she told herself, "The river will carry me somewhere better." Far away in the city of Cape Town, a young man named Edward lived a life many envied. Son of a wealthy cocoa merchant, he had fine clothes, a fast car, and parents who wanted only one thing, for him to marry into another rich family. Tired of the pressure, the constant matchmaking and dinner parties, Edward fled one morning. He packed little, took his car, and drove without direction, chasing peace. But fate had other plans. On a winding road near Northern Cape, a thick fog rolled in. A sudden bend. Screeching tires. Darkness. When Edward woke, he was lying beside a tree, blood in his hair, and no name in his mind. A poor couple found him while heading to their farm. They took him in, tended to his wounds, and gave him a place in their humble hut. They called him Enoch, after the day he was found. Though his memory was gone, Enoch's heart was kind, and his hands quick to help. Back in Alma's home, things worsened. Her step-parents had made plans to rid themselves of her once and for all. When they heard of a strange young man living with the old couple by the edge of the village, they hatched a cruel plan. "He has nothing," the stepmother said with a smirk. "Perfect for our little beggar." Alma wept when she was told. "You will marry this nobody," they said. "Or you can leave our house and starve." She had no choice. On the day of the simple village wedding, Alma wore an old wrapper and beads once worn by her mother. There were no drums, no dancing, only sorrow in her eyes. Enoch, still unaware of his past, was gentle. He helped carry water, cleaned the compound, and offered small words of comfort. Alma began to notice his patience, the way he smiled when she sang, the way he listened when others did not. And so, a small light began to flicker in the dark. Alma prayed every night under the mango tree behind their home. Her tears soaked the earth. "Father, if you see me," she cried, "remember me. I have nothing but my faith." One night, as a storm rolled over the hills, Enoch collapsed with a terrible headache. He thrashed and screamed, visions flashing behind his eyes, city streets, the sound of a car crash, his mother's voice. Alma held him, praying louder than the thunder, her hands on his chest. When he awoke, he looked at her with different eyes. "Alma," he whispered, "I remember everything." Edward's return to the city was like the rising of a forgotten sun. His parents were shocked. "We thought you were dead," his mother wailed, hugging him tightly. When he told them of Alma, of her kindness, her prayers, her heart, they were unsure. But Edward stood firm. "She is my wife. The only woman I will ever love." They welcomed her with some hesitation, but soon, Alma's grace and humility won their hearts. The housemaid, who once rolled her eyes at strangers, now followed Alma around like a sister. The mansion's gates opened wide for the girl who once ate scraps and slept on floors. Alma's stepmother and stepsisters, hearing the news, came begging, dressed in borrowed clothes. But Alma, now clothed in silk and gold, looked at them with soft eyes. "I forgive you," she said. "But my home is no longer in your shadow." As the weeks passed, Alma transformed not just her life, but the lives of those around her. She opened a small clinic for village women, funded by Edward's wealth. She started a school for girls who had been forgotten, just like she once was. But her true strength lay in her voice, in the way she spoke of faith, of endurance, and of never letting go of hope. Sometimes, she would say to young girls at the school, "Your crown is made from ashes, and your throne from the ground. But even from dust, queens are born." Years later, Alma stood by the same river she had once cried by, where her prayers had flown into the wind. She was now a mother, holding her daughter's hand. The little girl pointed across the water. "Mama," she asked, "why do you smile when you look at the river?" "Because," Alma replied, "the river remembers. It saw my pain, and it carried my prayers to the sky." And just like the river, Alma kept flowing, not as a girl forgotten, but as a woman remembered. We've come to the end of yet another captivating story full of lessons to be learned. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for watching and see you in the next story. Bye.